Hey, my folks, it's Monday, the 2nd of May, and I feel like coming at you again. So I'm going to talk a little bit and kind of interact a little bit, respond to some comments and stuff. Hey, Ben in Ireland. Yeah, sometimes I watch you, and you were commenting that you said, that the way I make the videos seems so natural. Well, it is. And the reason is because if I think this is true of all people. If you do what you want, then it flows better. And the way that I'm trying to live is I'm just trying to flow with energy. And so when I flow with my energy and when I flow with the energy that I feel around me, things tend to go well. I talk when this is who I really am. So it's like, in that sense, here's a way that I relate to Prince, okay? And it may seem far-fetched, but it doesn't matter. This is my life in my head that I'm telling you about, okay? One of the things I relate to about Prince is how Prince is able to do what he does with so much finesse and with seemingly forethought, or almost like he sees a larger picture than a lot of people around him, and it shows in his actions. I relate to that. However true or untrue it is in my life, I'm aware of it, feel it, and respond to it. Just like anybody else, I'm fallible. I make mistakes. I misspeak on here all the time. My words come out before I like in the last video I was telling you about that band shooting guns. Well, I couldn't see the G, so I kept saying shooting suns. Thank you, Eddie. Sorry if it bugged you, But when I just flow, like when I play, and when I make music, and most anything else I do, when I interact with people, if I just plug into what's being in the here and now, then this happens, And so that's why I honor it, and that's why I just I do what I want to do as much as I possibly can. Okay, and with that in mind, I got a suggestion about contacting some TV station about cable public access. I'm not interested in that. Absolutely not. I'm already doing what I want to do. If this seems like a TV show that you like, great. All it is me doing what I want to do, which is making a video about what's on my mind and my records and stuff, I do this because I want to. I'd love it if I could get paid, but the thing is, I'm not out there hustling trying to create a job or something. So maybe if some of you folks are that interested, help me out and make something happen for pay. I'd love, I'll do this for a job if you pay me. I'll take requests if you pay me, but most of the time when people make requests, the requests are not in line with where I'm at. And so I don't do them. Like, what's your favorite record? To me, that's like, I can't answer that question off the top of my head. And so I don't even try. It's too much work. It's not even fun, okay? So, and the other thing is some people, when I see the name and it looks like maybe you're a new watcher, and the question will seem like a new watcher question. It's like, I've made over 1,000 videos. I know that's a lot to watch, but if you like this one, go back and watch some of the other ones. I probably already answered your question, or you'll see something in those videos that will satisfy what it is you're curious about. Musically, right quick, something I played last night was The Revelation. The Residents' Mushroom. This is a fairly recent album of theirs, 2013. It's the musical score to a dance performance that was, the performance is online on YouTube. It was done in Brussels, Belgium. I watched quite a bit of it. Didn't get pulled into the performance part. But the music is just fantastic. I love the Residents, and I love their aptitude for shaping sound. This is above and beyond the residents telling a story, the sound of what they create here is really deep. And it goes from ambient to deep electronics to back to pop. The residents are an amazing, amazing band. And that was a revelatory listen last night, because I just thought that I'd put it on and, I just put it on and I'd listen. And I got way into it, way into it. Something else I listened to that I do not have on vinyl that has aged well. David Sylvian and Robert Fripp, The First Day. This was back when Robert Fripp was, and I suppose in a way, trying to persuade David Sylvian to become the new singer of King Crimson, which David Sylvian resisted. This is the deluxe edition with postcards and stuff. This is a good collaboration here. I, for one, am glad that David Sylvian knew better, and I'll say it like that, knew better than to join King Crimson. I don't think that would have been very fruitful at all. It's just my opinion. But this is wonderful. And one of the best things on here is the last thing, the ambient bringing down the light. I looked online to this guy because I've never seen a copy of this on vinyl. And sure enough, to get a vinyl copy is going to be costly. But that was enjoyable. I'm going to sit here because I had a lot of thoughts as I was waking up that I thought, well, something else I want to share is that if you happen to watch Pat Stevens, Pat, thank you for accepting me as I am. You contact me through the Facebook instant message, and most of the time I don't respond because I don't want to chat. I'm not a chatter. I don't call people. The best way to talk to me is face-to-face. Even though I'm on Instagram, I'm not on there to be chatty. I just want to show a picture and keep moving. On Facebook, I'm the same. I want to interact and go. I don't want to sit. It's seldom that I just want to sit and talk. And so thank you for understanding. I mean, you offered to send me some music even after I keep telling you stop messaging me. And I don't want to sound mean, but I mean it. It's like, I'm not exaggerating. I get people who I have no idea who they are messaging me on a regular basis. Mostly it's nice, but I don't want to spend my all day long talking to strangers in chat, okay? Because this is what happens, and I recognize this about who I am. This is why, if you can catch me live, I don't mind live. I'm a good listener. I'm a retired mental health professional. I am good with people, and people naturally want to open up to me, want to talk, want to get advice, want to get comfort. This happens all the time. I'm not exaggerating. I go out in the public. If I spend very much time in public, this will happen, okay? And that's what often wants to happen with these people who are, to me, more strangers than not through social media. I don't know you, and so a lot of times I don't want to engage, So I'm saying this just because this is where I'm at. And if you happen to see this and you need to see this, good. Because I mean no harm. But I have my own ways, and I'm going to stick to them. If somebody wants me to go into deeper service, well, shit, set me up. Set me up to get paid so that I'm not always hustling. Some of you folks, you don't live here. You're not in my house, so it doesn't matter what you think. But I'm going to tell you, I'm not on government assistance. I don't get food stamps and shit. I pay for my food out of my pocket. I've never been on food stamps except when I was a child under my mom. So I'm making it on my own. I'm not sitting on government assistance. I don't give a fuck if there's somebody out there thinking so. You don't know. You're not over here in my house. That leads me to the last thing I'll probably say in this video is I watch different things and read different things to just help my foundation. And recently I was watching some Robert Anton Wilson videos. It's the message, not the messenger. That's the other thing I want to tell you. Most people get caught up in the messenger. Ooh, this person is the answer. I'm not like that. If you have information, I want your information. And something that Robert Anton Wilson has said consistently through his talks, that makes sense to me. I've been thinking the same thing is, the great majority of people don't understand that we're all experiencing the world through our perceptions and our own television screen. We all assume that this is reality for everyone, which is why we have this madness, because the great majority of people don't have this awareness that all they're responding to is what they're perceiving. Are you still with me? Because this really helps me a lot. And I wish more people could get it, which is our information grid accepts what it was set up to accept according to our experience, what we were taught, where we live, all that stuff. If this was not the case, then all of us would at some point all start thinking and doing the same thing, but we never do, which is the proof in the pudding of the fact that we live through the perceptions. Everything is shaded and colored by our experience, what we've been taught, and therefore what we think. Another perfect example is recently a watcher of my videos left a comment that he was going to vote for Ted Cruz. My head about exploded. Ted Cruz, to my perceptions, is obviously not a good person. He has good in him, but the man is evil, self-centered, with an agenda that is not for the good of this nation. Very obvious to me, but someone else doesn't see it. That explanation right there, don't you see it? We all live through our perceptions. No one is right or wrong. Something else that was said by Wilson that I hadn't thought of before, is that every perception is a gamble because we don't know. And yet, once we have the perception, and if we have it a couple times, or if someone else validates it, then we think it's real. We think that's it. Well, that's it. So-and-so says so, but it's still not. This helps me a lot by remembering this information so I don't get caught up in a whole lot of drama. And now when people come at me, I'm even better prepared for knowing this is all in their head. This is their reality. This is not reality. I do not have to accept it. And quite often, people who are the least connected to some foundation of what I call objectivism are the ones who do the most judging and the most stabbing and jabbing and poking and hurting people out of their ignorance, out of this, okay? So that's what's on my mind this morning. We live through our perceptions. No one is right and no one is wrong. And yet, especially people who don't understand what I'm saying, you're going to insist, well, you don't know what he's talking about. I don't, but neither do you. See? That's the difference. I know I don't know. There's a lot of power in that. It's partially why people like to talk to me, because if you ask to talk to me and you need me to listen to you, I'm going to listen to you. And I'm going to give you 100% of me, focusing on you, because you're needing it. I know how to do that. A lot of times when you get with people, they never switch their focus. It's always about them, me, and then they don't even realize it. And some people, when you point it out to them, they get all bent out of shape because they're so unconnected, no foundation. That's what's on my mind this morning. And some good coffee, too. I just don't know what to think, about the current climate. I am glad I'm not a child in this world today. Let me just tell you that.